Welcome to the deep dive. We do the homework, so you get the insights without the noise.
Exactly. No endless searching, just the core stuff.
And today, we're diving headfirst into hockey. It's fast, it's exciting, and it's got quite a story.
It really does. We're going to trace it from, its earliest days right up to the modern game.
We'll cover how it's played, the basics, the players, the strategy, all that good stuff.
The big games, the legends, who runs the show internationally, and, well, why it means so much, especially in certain places.
Right. Think of it as your crash course on everything hockey, without getting totally bogged down in minor details. Let's get into it.
Okay, so where do we start? Way back.
Yeah, let's rewind. Because hitting a ball with a stick, turns out that's not exactly new.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Our sources point to ancient Egypt, Greece, Rome. They all had versions of stick and ball games.
It's pretty wild, isn't it? Thinking of gladiators playing something vaguely like field hockey, maybe?
Well, maybe not exactly gladiators, but yeah, the basic concept was there. But for ice hockey, the real crystallization point is much closer to home, for North Americans anyway.
Canada, 19th century, that's where the ice comes in?
Precisely. Montreal, specifically. You had students at McGill University who were crucial. They took existing games like field hockey or maybe even lacrosse elements and thought, hey, let's do this on ice.
And they didn't just mess around, they started writing stuff down.
Yeah.
Rules.
Exactly. They adapted it for skates, for the ice surface. They began creating the first sort of formal rules, making it an actual game,
And that led to a pretty key moment, right? The first indoor game.
Oh, absolutely pivotal. 1875, Montreal again at the Victoria skating rink. That's widely seen as the birth certificate for modern ice hockey. First time it was organized, indoors, with recorded teams.
You can just imagine the buzz.
Yeah.
Something totally new.
From there, it kind of snowballed, didn't it? More people playing meant
You needed everyone playing by the same rules. Or close to it.
right. That led pretty naturally to more organization. The Amateur Hockey Association of Canada formed in 1886. That was a huge step, the first real league.
Giving it structure.
Yeah.
A framework to grow.
And the rules themselves kept changing too, I imagine. It wasn't like they got it perfect on day one.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
Rules evolve. Think about the forward pass. That wasn't always allowed.
Right. And introducing that must have totally changed the game. Made it faster, more about passing and teamwork, less just one guy skating with the puck.
Absolutely. And things like goalie equipment regulations, that's evolved massively too, for safety and probably to stop goalies looking like giant walls.
Yeah, keeping some balance. So, okay, let's boil it down. For someone tuning in, maybe new to hockey, what's the basic point?
Simple, right? Get the puck, that black rubber disc, into the other team's net more times than they get it into yours.
That's the goal. But how you do that involves incredible speed, skill, and yeah, quite a bit of physicality.
And who's out there doing it? What's the standard team setup on the ice?
Usually it's 6 players per side during regular play. You've got 3 forwards. Their main job is offense.
The center and 2 wingers, right?
Correct. Then 2 defensemen focus more on protecting their own goal. And of course, the goaltender, or goalie. The last line of defense.
Everyone's got a stick. What's the deal with using them?
The stick's your main tool. Passing, shooting, controlling the puck. You can use your skates to kick it, but not directly into the net to score usually. And bodies. Well, body checking is a big part of the men's game.
Using your body to separate the opponent from the puck. Within limits, though.
Exactly. Within the rules. You can't just flatten someone illegally. Which brings us to rules like offside and icing.
Okay, explain those quickly. They catch a lot of newcomers out.
Sure. Offside basically means attacking players can't go into the opponent's zone ahead of the puck. Keeps the game flowing, prevents players just camping out by the net.
Makes sense. And icing.
That's when you shoot the puck from behind your own center red line, and it goes all the way down past the other team's goal line without anyone touching it. Usually, it stops play.
And the puck comes all the way back to your end for a face-off, right? Discourages just firing it down the ice to waste time.
Precisely. It's to keep the action moving.
And if you break these rules, or other ones like tripping or hooking,
then you get a penalty. Sent to the penalty box.
Usually for 2 minutes for a minor penalty.
Yeah, 2 minutes is standard for minors. And while you're in the box, your team has to play shorthanded, 1 player down.
Which gives the other team the power play. 5 skaters against 4. Big advantage.
Huge opportunity to score. More serious penalties, major ones, are 5 minutes, or you could even get kicked out of the game.
And whenever play stops, goal, penalty, puck out of play, icing, offside, it restarts with what?
A face-off. The referee drops the puck between 2 opposing players, usually at a designated spot on the ice, and they battle for possession.
Got it. So a game with deep roots, clear rules, and it's definitely not just a boys' club anymore.
Not at all. Participation is broad now. Youth leagues, adult rec leagues, university, professional, for men and women.
Women's hockey has really exploded, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Especially internationally.
Oh, massively. Getting into the Winter Olympics in '98 was a game changer. Huge visibility.
Inspired a whole generation.
Absolutely. And the skill level just keeps climbing. Now you have professional leagues like the PWHL really taking off, finding dedicated fan bases. It's fantastic to see.
And there are organizations supporting all this, right? From the
Yeah.
grassroots up.
Yeah, you've got international bodies and national ones in different countries all working to grow the game at the amateur level for everyone.
Okay, let's break down the team roles a bit more. Forward, center, left wing, right wing. What's their main focus?
Primarily offense.
Yeah.
Carry the puck into the attacking zone, pass, shoot, create scoring chances. But they're not just attackers.
No.
No, they have to play defense too. Come back, help out their defensemen, try to get the puck back. It's a two-way street, forechecking, back-checking. They cover a lot of ice.
And the defensemen. D-men. Their job is pretty clear, I guess.
Yeah, primarily defensive. Stop the other team's forwards, block shots, clear rebounds from in front of the net, break up passes. But they also start the attack often, making that first pass out of the zone.
So they need good vision too, not just muscle.
Definitely. Good puck-moving defensemen are incredibly valuable.
And then the goalie. Standing there in all that gear, what makes that position unique?
Well, apart from the obvious padding, their job is singular. Stop the puck. Everything else is secondary. It takes incredible reflexes, positioning, concentration. Mental toughness is huge.
Yeah, one mistake, and the red light goes on. Must be intense.
Absolutely. And they see the whole game develop in front of them, often directing the defense, too. It's a very specialized role. Used to be even crazier before masks became standard.
Can't even imagine that. So it's clear everyone has a job, but it sounds like they need to work together seamlessly.
Oh, 100%. Hockey is maybe the ultimate team sport in that way. The speed means you rely on instincts, trust, and knowing where your teammates will be. Roles blur constantly depending on the play.
So beyond the positions, there's the whole strategic layer, the chess match on ice idea. Let's talk tactics. Defensively first.
Okay. Defensively, you're trying to stop the other team scoring and get the puck back. Teams might play man-to-man where each defender sticks to an attacker.
Or zone, where you cover an area.
Exactly. Zonal defense is common, covering specific parts of the defensive zone. Then you have checking, using your body or stick legally to take away the puck. And forechecking. That's key.
Pressuring the other team in their own end, trying to force mistakes.
Right. Different systems for that, like a 2-1-2 forecheck is aggressive, two guys deep. A 1-2-2 is a bit more conservative, sets up more in the middle ice.
And the 1-4. The neutral zone trap. That sounds very defensive.
It is. Clogs up the middle, makes it hard for the other team to skate the puck through. Can be effective, but maybe not always the most exciting to watch.
Okay, flip side, you've got the puck. How do you score? What are the offensive tactics?
Well, it starts with getting the puck into the offensive zone cleanly. Then it's about creating chances. Passing is key, moving the puck quickly to open up shooting lanes.
And shooting, obviously. But there are different kinds of shots.
Yeah, wrist shots, snap shots, slap shots for power, but also things like deflections, tipping a shot on its way to the net, or one-timers.
Where you shoot instantly off a pass. Hard to stop.
Very. Doesn't give the goalie time to set. And late in a close game, you might see a team pull their goalie for an extra attacker. High risk, high reward.
Desperate times. And individual skill plays a big part too. Stick handling, deking.
Oh, absolutely. Being able to control the puck while skating, fooling a defender with a fake or a move that creates space and opportunities.
Yeah.
Essential skills.
So much goes into it. Where does all this skill and strategy reach its peak? The big competitions.
Well, for pro club hockey, it doesn't get bigger than the Stanley Cup. That's the ultimate prize in the NHL. Such a history behind that trophy.
The oldest team trophy in North American pro sports, right?
Yep. Started as an amateur Canadian trophy, now it's the NHL championship. Pure agony and ecstasy involved in winning that.
And for national teams. Country versus country.
You've got the IIHF World Championships. That's a major annual event. And then, of course, the Winter Olympics.
Always huge. The men's and women's tournaments capture massive attention globally. Intense rivalries.
For sure. Plus, things like the World Juniors showcasing the best under-20 players are incredibly popular, especially in Canada. And Europe has its Champions Hockey League, too.
Lots of high-stakes hockey. And these competitions produce legends. Any talk about hockey eventually turns to the greatest ever debate.
Oh, always. It's part of the fun, right? And certain names just dominate that conversation.
Gretzky. Always Gretzky. The great one.
Yep. His stats are just mind-boggling, but then you immediately hear arguments for Mario Lemieux, Bobby Orr, who revolutionized defense, Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey himself.
More recently, Sidney Crosby. Maybe Ovechkin for goal scoring.
Oh.
Jagger played forever.
Exactly. And goalies like Hasek or Brodeur, defensemen like Lidstrom. The list goes on. Everyone has their top 10, and they'll fight you on it.
Part of the passion of being a fan, I guess.
Absolutely. And each of those players, they didn't just score goals or stop pucks. They often changed how the game was played in some way.
So who keeps this all organized globally? The rule book, the big tournaments.
That's primarily the International Ice Hockey Federation, the IIHF. They're the top governing body.
So they set the international rules, make sure everyone's playing the same game at the Olympics or World Championships.
Pretty much. They standardize rules, though. NHL rules can differ slightly, and they organize those big international events. Plus, they work with all the national hockey federations around the world.
So Hockey Canada, USA Hockey, and so on, they're all members under the IIHF umbrella.
Correct. The IIHF connects all those national bodies, helps grow the game everywhere.
And hockey's impact goes way beyond the rink, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Culturally, it's huge in some places.
Oh, massive. In Canada, it's officially the national winter sport. It's woven into the fabric of the country.
You see it everywhere. Movies, TV, music.
Definitely, especially in Canada and the US, but also in places like Sweden, Finland, Russia, Czech Republic. It inspires a lot of passion and identity, and you see fun variations too.
Like pond hockey.
Yeah.
Just grabbing skates and finding some ice.
Yeah, shinny.
Yeah.
Informal, pure fun. And things like sledge hockey, too, the pair ice hockey version, shows how adaptable the sport is.
It really is amazing to look back at how it started, those McGill students formalizing rules, and see what it's become. This global, high-speed, high-skill game.
It's a heck of an evolution. From basic rules to complex strategies, from minimal equipment to what players wear now, the rise of professional leagues, the massive growth in women's hockey.
And it's still changing, right? Rule tweaks for safety are always being discussed. The women's game is getting even faster and, in some leagues, more physical.
Constant evolution. It never really stands still, which keeps it exciting.
Well, this has been a fantastic skate through the world of hockey. We've covered the history, the rules, the players, the tactics, the big trophies, the legends, the governing bodies, and just how much it's part of the culture.
Hopefully it gives everyone listening a solid foundation, whether you're a longtime fan or just getting curious about the sport.
Absolutely. It's a dynamic, thrilling game with layers upon layers.
It really is. And maybe thinking about that long history, how a rule change, like the forward pass, or even just deciding how many players should be on the ice back then, completely shaped the strategies and skills we see today. It's fascinating.
Makes you wonder what the next big evolution will be. Perhaps this has sparked your interest in a particular part of the game, a specific team system, or maybe the history of the Stanley Cup itself. There's always more to discover.